guys, long time no talk. Not really, it was about 2 seconds ago. I turned the camera off and then back on again to film another review 2 seconds later. Today we're going to be talking about Wrong Turn, which came out in 2003. It's kind of an oldie, but a goodie, maybe. Kind of. So a lot of you are fans of this series. I don't know how many there are, but there are lots of Wrong Turns, and recently I've seen, I think, through the first 3 Wrong Turns. I don't even know. Maybe just the first 2. But it's been a while since I've seen it, and I thought I'd watch it again and then review it because I don't think I've ever reviewed Wrong Turn or anything like that. I always get Wrong Turn and Dead End mixed up, because Dead End I reviewed a while ago as one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. It's not as true since I've seen Serbian Film and Martyrs, but still pretty gross. Now, this concept is very similar to The Hills Have Eyes, and The Hills Have Eyes was actually the original because it came out in 1977, so I don't know if it's a direct copy. I don't think there's an original Wrong Turn that came out years ago, just like Hills Have Eyes, but I've never seen the original Hills Have Eyes, but I have seen both the other 2 that I really, really love. So for me, this concept, not the most original. The cannibalistic mountain men that are inbred, that are gross looking. But basically this movie follows a group of like college-aged kids. One's on the way to a job interview and he hits the back of the other people's car on this road because they hit some barbed wire, and so now they're all trapped and they're, you know, walking around. But the trap is obviously set up by these guys, the inbred people, to trap them and eat them. The people in this movie, the disfigured ones, are what is so reminiscent of Hills Have Eyes, because it's very similar to, you know, the Hills Have Eyes. They are inbred, and so it's the same kind of thing. I don't really know what makes them stand apart, but you tell me what you think is different about them. Overall, I'm a Hills Have Eyes person, so I prefer those movies to Wrong Turn, but Wrong Turn has a good quality to it. I think it's a very good teen camping horror. It's not necessarily camping, they're not camping, but they are in the wilderness, so it's a good teen wilderness movie. However, the whole plot, super predictable. You know who's gonna die and when, and you know who's gonna be the last 2 or the final one, and you just know what's gonna happen. So I thought that was cheesy. It's Memorial Day, so there's a lot of screaming and children playing outside and people just talking, So for being from 2003, I think the gore in this movie is pretty good, and the scares are pretty good. It's not necessarily like one of those scary movies that is like disturbing or jumpy or anything like that. To me, it's one of those that are a pretty toned down horror movie, because the only thing that's disturbing is the gore, because there is a lot of it. So if you're sensitive to gore, it might be a bad movie for you to watch. But if you're someone like me who's just kind of like, you like the gore, then it's a very basic horror movie. There's not a lot of scare. Like, it did not scare me. But I do find this movie very entertaining, and I'm excited to watch the future ones. Let me know if you want me to review all of them, because I will. Probably gonna watch all of them, because although there are issues with it, there are plot holes kind of in it, and it's very predictable, I really enjoy these movies and find them entertaining, which is what matters to me. Say the main guy is super attractive to look at, so I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it. So for those of you who have, let me know down below your thoughts on this movie and the whole series in general, if you want me to continue watching and reviewing the rest of them, or if you think it's not worth my time. Do they get worse and worse, like Saw and Final Destination, or do they get better and better? Because that would be original. Let me know down below, and also leave requests for other things you want to see on my channel. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. He gets to this point where his limbs are just like breaking, and like his fingers just